All right, we're recording. Perfect. All right, guys. So with this lesson, you guys have probably heard of it before. Maybe not, and it's fine if you haven't yet. But when we have absolute value, all it's talking about is the distance from zero. The distance from zero. So it's always going to be positive. It's always going to be positive. Think of it like this. If you had, say, you had a swimming pool, purple water, and above the swimming pool you had, a diving board. You're standing on the diving board, and let's say it's 10 feet deep. So we'll say this is negative 10. And you're standing at 2. Let's say that the water is at 0. Okay, so the distance from 0, that's all absolute value is. So if I was standing on the top of the diving board, the absolute value of 2, the distance from 0 is 2. That's what it's asking. It's not just asking, or absolute value doesn't just mean that every value becomes positive. You can think of it more specifically as it's the distance from 0. So this had a distance of 2. That's why the absolute value of 2 is 2. Now this one down here, we have the absolute value of negative 10. That's saying how far is it from 0? How far is it from 0? Now, you can have a piece of pizza that, if you got a big piece of pizza, 12-inch pizza, you can have a 12-inch piece of pizza, but you can't have like a -5 piece of pizza, right? There's not, when you measure distances, there's no negative distance, okay? There could be a negative value in position, but as far as distance goes, it's always going to be a positive value because it's in relation to another number. In this case, with absolute value in relation to 0, negative 10 is 10 units away, okay? 10 units away. So that's all we're talking about with absolute value. Now, when we get back to this, we're going to do a few different things with it. First off, we're dealing with inequalities. So we just have to remember, if it's less than, then it's this open dot, and it's going to point towards the less numbers. Towards the left is the smaller numbers. If it's less than or equal, it's going to be closed dot and pointing towards the less numbers. The same thing goes for greater than. If it's just greater than, open dot, and you arrow towards the larger numbers. If it's greater than equal to, closed dot, and the arrow goes towards the larger numbers. So if we're graphing this on a number line, the first step that I do is I'm going to put the numbers that are interesting to me on the number line. So go ahead and add your numbers, 2 and 5. 2 and 5. And then we'll do it, since videos are on, we'll do, this is open dot. This is closed dot. Open dot, closed dot. Open dot, closed dot. Okay? Open, closed. So for 2, show me on your hands. Is this going to be open dot or closed dot for number 2? At 2, good. Open dot. Very good. Okay. How about at 5? Open or closed dot? How do you know? Open or closed? Yeah. Just in the air. Good. Can we close? Very good. Okay. So that's kind of like the steps as we're getting to this. And then all you have to do is you have to look here and see, okay, let's read. B is greater than 2. B is greater than 2. So here's 2. Which numbers are greater than this number 2? This direction. I'm just going to make a little line towards that direction. Okay. Then I look closer and I look at the other interesting value. B is less than or equal to 5. Less than 5. Less than. So less than, here's 5. It's going to be the values that are less than. Okay. So now we have these 2 lines going towards each other, and we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to put something in the chat. This is how I would show that in the chat, because you can show open and closed dot. 0 is open dot or O, and shift 8, that little star, that's closed dot. So this one I can express as this. You guys see? You guys see how we made that? Okay, so when I asked you guys to show me the graph at the end, I want you to show me something like that. So, we're going to have some that look like this, that go out. We're going to have some that, that are just the connection of 2, right? So you're kind of making little faces. But somebody said that looked like the robot from what's it called? Zero something, zero. Anybody know what I mean? No one knows what I mean. So that's how we're going to show this. Let's look at the second one. Big Hero 6. Thank you, Jatavia. Baymax. Thank you, Ava. You guys knew exactly what they were saying. All right, let's look at the second one. I'm just going to start you out this time. I'm going to put -2 over here. I'm going to put 5 over here. Don't worry about units and making that perfectly scaled. I just know that's approximately, -2 over here. I didn't put the negative. -2 and +5. I want you to go ahead and work that one out. And then just how I did that in the chat, I want you to put your answer in the chat. What is that one going to be what is it going to look like? Open or closed dot? In or out? What's happening? What's happening? So in the chat, go ahead and put that as your final. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And that looks good, Marco. Let's have everybody try to put that in the chat so you can get used to the notation I'm doing here. Calvin, perfect. It's almost exactly what Marco did. All right. Anybody else want to take a guess? Actually, everybody try to put that in there. I'm going to ask. This is one to ask you. Close, but you got the right close and opens. How about the lines though? Because remember at the end, once you get the open and close dot here, you read each statement and you look to see, is it opening? Is each one less than or greater? Good, Eliana. Perfect. All right, Deanna, that's half of it. What's the other half? Nice, Stephanie. Okay, I'm going to start working out for those. Good, Ava. There it is. I'm going to work it out now that we have people kind of caught up on it. All right, Hector, double check the line connection. Good, Deanna, that's the other side. All right, check it out. X is less than -2. Close, Fatih, watch this. X is less than -2, so I'm just putting open dot. I think everyone's getting good with identifying open. Good, Jatavi. Open and close dot. Here, X is greater than or equal to 5, so I'm going to put close dot. Now you have to go back and just look at each statement separately. Let's look. X is less than -2. X is less than -2. So I go to -2. Which numbers are less? -2, -3, -4, -5, -1,000, -1,000,000,000. Smaller. So I know that that's going to open that way. 5, let's read it. X is greater than or equal to 5. Greater than numbers from 5 is 6, 7, 8, 9 billion trillion. So I have my two graphs. Okay, you see the difference? I think just remembering the less than, greater than. If you're not sure, then just label them up here. You know, these are the less. These are the greater. And you're just going to read it like a number sentence. Okay, you're just going to read it like a number sentence. All right, give me thumbs up, sideways, down for graphing it. How do you feel about that? That's like half of it. Yeah? Okay, we'll get some more practice. Nice. All right. Now we're going to get down into solving inequalities. And the main thing with solving inequalities is this idea of the branches. Okay? And with the branches, so we have a little more room here. Move it up. There we go. So the key thing here is we don't just have, these numbers to graph like we had up here. We're going to end up, when we're done solving these inequalities, we're going to end up with two number sentences like this, and we'll put it on a graph. That's where we're ending up. But I'm going to show you how to get to this last step. Okay. So the key thing here is you have, you know what? I'm going to change this. Someone from last period brought this up. I'm going to call this branch the switch. So go ahead and change that. That's the switch. And this one here, I'm going to call it the same. So I just switched it. We have the two branches. We have the same, and the switch. I like that better. I'm like changing how I've taught this. It's my 12th year teaching it. Yeah, okay. Something new, finally, okay. All right, so the branches are going to be the same, and the switch. All right. Now watch how this works. I'm going to take my inequality, well, it is an inequality, but As long as I have my absolute value isolated by itself, okay, no problem, Marco. Then I'm ready to do my branches. Okay, so this is going to be the same, and this is going to be the switch. Okay, now watch how I'm going to do this. The left side is just going to be the same. It's the same. There's no change to it. The only thing that I do is I drop the absolute values. You see? The same is nice. The same is just drop your inequalities. And when I say the same, you'll understand why I call it same in a second here. Now, on the other side, look, the switch, the reason why it's switch, x minus 4 is exactly, no change, but the switch is this. You switch the direction of the inequality, you switch the sign of the number on that side, okay? So the switch, the reason why it's switch is this switches the inequality, and whatever sign it is switches to the opposite sign. So if it was a negative over here, we'd switch it to a positive. If it's a positive, we switch it to a negative. It's just everything switches on the right side, the inequality and the value, okay? And then from here, we're just going to add 4, and we get x is greater than 10. That's one of them that we have to graph. And then I add 4, x is less than -2. That's the other one we have to graph. All right. So the same, the left branch, everything stays the same. The absolute values just drop. The right side, switch. It's a double switch because the inequality changes and the sign changes. Then you just solve it out. You get your two values. And then here's where we're going to do our number line. So we have -2. We have 10. And go ahead and work that out. And then in the chat, let me know in that same way how we just showed it. Open dot is O or 0, and closed dot is star. And then put the lines in the direction that the graph looks. All right. Good. So I see some people, they have their videos on, which is the goal, and they just have the ceiling shown. That's perfect. So you can hold your thumb up into the air. So that is a great option if you don't want to be in the picture. All right, let's see. What do we end up with? Greater x is less. In, out. Okay. All right, Marco, double check that. Good, Deanna, Eliana, Calvin, good, Jatavia. Ava, the right side of that. Double check the right side of what you put. Okay. Well, Jeremy, there's no closed dot though. Yeah, Marco, good. Yeah, Jeremy, double check that. All right, that's quite a few. Ava, there it is. Good job. Anyone else want to double check their work? No, not quite. All right. They're actually not going to go in towards each other this time. So if you have them going in towards each other, let's look at it carefully. I look here, and this is why it's confusing some people too. Here we have 10, but 10's really over here. Here's -2. That's just where we solved it in the branches. But -2's on this side. It doesn't matter. Forget about everything else. Just look at what this is saying. What is this saying? X is what? Greater than 10. X is greater than 10. So it's going to be open dot because it's just greater than. And I'm going to put it towards the greater values. 11, 12, 13, million, billion. Then over here, and they're switched. So don't let that confuse you. Now just look at this. Forget everything else. X is less than -2. -2, open dot, because it's just less than. But the x values is what we're looking for. And x values are less than -2, -3, -4, -billion, -trillion. So I'm going to end up with them out. Okay. Both are open. Are you going to the next problem? Okay. But the thing is, remember, it says x is greater than 10. So it's going to go to the right. It's not going to go. If this was x is less than 10, then we would end up going to the left. But no, it goes to the right. Okay. Okay. Any questions coming up? I feel like once you see the second problem, you'll start to get it a little more. Okay, so let's just keep on moving. And I'll give you a chance to take a screenshot after. Okay, so I'll leave the work there. But here's our second one here. And I'll let you know that you can only do the branches. You can only do the branches after you have isolated your absolute value. So we have to get rid of this 3. It's 3 times that absolute value. So what should we do first? What should we do first instead of multiply? How do we get rid of that 3? Anybody? Show me the symbol of the operation. What are we going to do? Instead of multiply, we're going to do this, right? We're going to divide. We're going to divide. So look, divide by 3, divide by 3. Now we're ready to start the problem because now we've canceled out 3's. Now it's x plus 6 is greater than 2. Now you could start. Now you can do your branches. All right, good, Fatih. Good, good, Jeremy. Not substitution, not quite. All right, so go ahead and get your branches going. I will also start that. If you want to go all the way to the end, you can go all the way. That's totally permitted. So this is where we're going to do our branches. Remember, we have the same branch, same, and we have the switch. Okay, it looks like everybody is getting the right idea with this. Let's see. Same is easy. Same is easy. X plus 6 is greater than 2. Switch. We always keep what's on the left. The x plus 6, what was in the absolute value, always stays the same. But switch, this is what we switch. We switch the inequality. We switch the sign. You see the switch has the switch of the inequality and of the sign of that value over there. Okay. All right. And if you're good to go from that far, go ahead and share it all the way or solve it all the way out. And then in the chat, let me know what the graph's going to look like. This is exactly what the homework is going to look similar to this problem. Not too much more as far as depth of what we have to accomplish with our standard here. So I'm going to go ahead and work it out silently. Oh, good question. So good question. When I subtract 6, do I change the inequality? No, that was our negative switch when we divide or multiply by negative. Okay. If I would have multiplied by negative 6 on both sides, then I would switch it. But when you're just subtracting or adding, you don't have to. You know, that's a great question that I'm sure helps me, answer it for other people. So thanks for asking. All right. So I'm not switching the inequality just for subtraction. But if I did multiply by negative or divide by negative, I would switch it. All right. Now look at that. Already we have it. Make our number line. And, negative 4 is over here. Negative 8 is over here. It isn't totally matching. This branch and this branch are switched on the graph. But don't worry about it. All right. Let's see. Less than. I see where people are kind of making mistakes here, and it's totally fine. Calvin, double check. Jeremy looks good. Jatavia looks perfect here. Hector, good job. Who else has it? All right, Eliana, good. Yeah, you caught it. So I think, all right, David, double check. I think that the error is happening when people are just looking at this, looking at our final solutions here, and they're seeing that, people have different rules they've learned on the arrow points in the direction and all this stuff. But actually, because negative 8 is on this branch, but negative 8 is on that side in the number line, and negative 4 is on this branch, but it's over here in the number line, that kind of is, messing people up a little bit. Marco, that's good. Good. Good, Kimberly. Good, Calvin. There it is. Ava, you got another guess? All right, close. Deanna, watch this. All right, we know they're both open, right? They're both open. Everyone's gotten that in the chat feedback because it's just greater than, it's just less than. Now we need to look at it one at a time. Good, Ava. Now I look at this. And if I just read that, x is greater than -4. X is greater than -4. Here's -4. Which values are greater? -3, 2, 1, 0, 5, 1,000, billion, trillion. This is x is greater than -4. X is greater than -4. It's going to go in that direction. Open, that direction. Then I look over here and I just focus on the other statement. X is less than -8. Here's -8. Which values are less? -9, -10, -billion, -trillion. I'm going to do it like that. All right. And again, I think that what's happening is the branches, just how we're solving it, we might end up with any values here on each branch. It's not guaranteed. But when they're not, when -8's on this branch, but on the number lines here, and it's crossed like this, just pay attention to the statement. It doesn't matter where they land on the number line or what side of the branch they're on. All right. Getting a little better? Getting a little better? Yeah. All right. Let's try this last one, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, no problem. All right, let's look at this. This one, we have that first step again. I might be. Guys, give me a thumbs up. Am I lagging? Is my video lagging? No, it's just you. Somebody asked if it was just them. I think it's just you, man. Sorry. It's hard. I can't speak, and if I tried to speak with lag, then I'd be too slow. So I am recording this. You might have to check out, that problem if it was lagging too much. All right, what is the first thing we're going to do? Show me the operation. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. What should I do first? Yep. Good. Looks like you guys are dabbing. Nobody dabs anymore. That's old. All right, divide by 9, divide by 9. Oh. Okay, Zach. If you need to jump out of the room and come back, maybe that would reset it. All right, I'm going to divide by 9 to get rid of the 9 over here. Nice. All right, go for it. And then x minus 2 is less than or equal to. Do I change the direction of the inequality? Do I change it? No. Good. Caught a bunch of people. Good. No, because look, we divided by a positive. All right, just double checking. I'm just reminding you of the rule. We end up with -8 there, though. All right, if you feel like you got it, no need to wait for me. Go all the way to the end. For the Calvin, for the switch. For the switch side, it will. All right. Look at that. People are already done with it. You're too far ahead. I actually don't know how this problem works out. All right, so we have the same branch. We have the switch branch. Switch. Same. You just drop the absolute values. Everything else stays the same. Switch. The absolute value expression stays the same. But look what we do again. We switch the sign. We switch. Nice. This is where I caught myself here. We switch the inequality and we switch the sign of that value on the right side. See how it becomes +8. Okay, that's key. The switch branch is kind of the different part, right? It's a different part of it. Okay. And then, good. Go ahead. Go ahead and go for the final answers if you want. Just give me the how the graph's going to look. I'm adding 2. That cancels it, negates it out, and we get x is less than -6. We get x is greater than or equal to 10. All right, we got our 2 statements. Now we have to make our number line. Nice, Eliana, good. Marco, good. Ava, good. Yeah. Kimberly, how'd you make those less than or equal symbols? That's fancy. I don't know how you do that. Alt. For real? Is that it? Oh, okay, that's good. Let me try it. Why haven't I ever Alt Shift? Whoa. No way. Oh, it's beautiful. Whoa. How do I not know this? Look, you can make all these symbols. Wow, I love it when I learn something. Try to learn something every day of your life. All right, let's see. What do we have? Let's read each statement one at a time. X is less than or equal to -6. So I go to -6. It's going to be closed dot, like all you put in the chat. Good job. I'll show you in a sec. And then look, X is less than or equal to -6. Which values X is less than -6? Where do I go if I'm going less? -7, -10, -billion, -trillion. So go to the left. And so adjust this statement. So forget everything else. X is greater than or equal to 10. Greater than or equal, close dot. X is greater than 10. Which way do we go? 20, 100, million, billion, trillion to the right. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. All right, so check this out. Kimberly just taught me this. I'm going to show you guys. If you do less than or equal, you can do, well, it's going to be Alt and then the symbol. You'll get this. Oh my God, that's beautiful. You don't have to hit Shift. Just do Alt, comma, Alt, comma. And if you want to do greater than, you do Alt, period. That's for Macs. I'm on a Mac. Yeah. Oh, it's Option. Yeah, Alt and Option are the same key on my Mac. Nice. Oh, I just sent that to you because you did it. All right, so yeah, you can do both of those. Oh, why does that keep happening? There we go. All right, so we can start using those magically. It's knowledge I learned. All right. Let me zoom out. So if you need to take a screenshot of the work part, here is basically the work part. Yeah. All right, let's take a screenshot if you need of that. And then let's check in. Oh, it doesn't work on Windows. I'll have to find the key for that. Thanks for letting me know. Let me know. Thumbs up, sideways, down. How did this lesson go? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah? Yeah? You just need a little more practice? Okay, I'm sure. Most of the thumbs are up, or you need a little bit more practice. Scroll lock. Whoa. Huh. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to describe. I don't have a PC. Okay. Well, then I'm very happy with that. I'm going to